So, Bridget, you just asked me, can the current Earth situation cause physical symptoms like fever? Yes, it can. It can also cause electrical interruptions and drained batteries. Broadcasts interrupted. So, just refresh. If you've refreshed, thank you so much for joining me again. Not only did my phone battery go in that moment, so did my laptop, both of them. So we've remembered everything this time, but we forgot to charge our electrical equipment. And that's what's happening with this time of ascension. We forget to charge ourselves. We forget to. Who asked me earlier about signs for the angels? Are you on the right pathway? This is an absolute sign from the angels to say that when you don't take the time to recharge yourself, that's when you get the fever. That's when you get the headaches. That's when you get the backaches. That's when you have the dis-ease, the unconscious issues that arise. And fear is the biggest part of this. So a fever is part of the ascension process. So is we've had eye issues. We have had other issues. We had a wasp swarm. Would you believe that? In the Daisy Centre, we were calling in Divine Mother Love, and through the heart of Avalon, and the energy of the Divine Mother comes through the wasps, and it was in that moment it came through Gliliel, and Gliliel is the divine energy of Mother Earth. And so this wasp swarm came to show us what it means to be stung, what it means to have wasps in your life. And very, very interesting. So the times that we are in. And they're the symbols, they're the signs of are we on the right path? Are we doing the right thing? And, to recharge. I didn't take a break today and I should have done. So thank you, angels, for pointing that out to me. We'll make sure that we do next time. And breathe, Daisy Boss. How are you enjoying it? Have we got any more questions? Oh, yes, we've got one from Jennifer. Hi, Jennifer Muscat. Why is 1111 such an angelic number? Well, it is a master number, and I see them as columns of light. I see them as 11 is the two columns of light, and the energy flows in and it flows out. It flows in and it flows out. And so it literally flows in and out. And when this master number 11, it is one is oneness of being. It is the master number of the first matter, what matters. And when you have the two matters together, then it's very, very strong. So 1111 is the energy of coming of the angels. I need to see her name. Let me see her name. That's it, Jennifer. Thank you. So the 1111 is the angelic portal of peace, of love, of understanding. The angels want me to hold on to them here. So 11 minutes, 11 whatever, is the angelic number of peace, of the time when the angels can really, really pour their light through. So as a master number, and when you're on this pathway, so Jessica Phillips, this is another sign of being on your pathway, of recognizing. You'll see all the clocks. My washing machine's always 11:11, and it's like, whoa. And that it was a good month before we started to do the 11:11 a.m.s every day here at the Daisy Centre. I kept seeing 11:11, and what we do here at the Daisy Centre is we stop when we see 11:11 on a clock, on the washing machine, wherever it is, on the oven, we stop and we stop and we take a breath and we connect with our angels. And when you connect with your angels, when you've taken that breath, you can really feel that filling up of your tank of love. And the 11th of November is Armistice Day here. It's the day that was chosen for the Day of Remembrance, and 11 is an extremely lucky, lovely number too. So the 1111 is the time, the symbol of the angels coming through, and it really is. You can see how that energy comes through. Double peace. So Jennifer, I hope that answered your question. I love talking about numbers. It really does make a difference to how we see and can read some of the signs. So who's this? MJ Bond, hi. How do you connect best with Archangel Metatron? Oh, I love Archangel Metatron. Archangel Metatron, for those who don't know, is, I'm just reading her question, so if you could just move it to one side, that would be lovely. Thank you. Thank you, Ria. How do you connect with Metatron? Who is Metatron, first and foremost, for those who don't really know? Metatron, Archangel Metatron, is the CEO. He is the God Most High of the universe. He is the Archangel that sits with God. He and Archangel Michael are as of God, and Melchizedek is as well. The gods Most High of the universe, these angels, are within that sphere that are closest to God, to Goddess. And the energy of Archangel Metatron is the energy of the blueprint of humanity, because he has a shape that is named after him called Metatron's cube. And Metatron's cube is the sacred geometry shape that is your cosmic Merkaba and your personal Merkaba. And your Merkaba is your body of light, your body of spirit, your body of love. And it's Archangel Melchizedek, the rainbow, multicolored, holographic flower of life, that produces this shape for the Merkaba to arise from. And so when you have connected with Archangel Melchizedek and Archangel Metatron, then your personal Merkaba will arise, and when you are absolutely in alignment with Michael, Metatron and Melchizedek, you'll find that your cosmic Merkaba is also activated and alive. So how do you connect with Archangel Metatron? In exactly the same way as you connect with Michael, Raphael, Uriel, Shamiel, Azrael, Zaphiel, all of the angels. You connect through your heart, through intention. So you close your eyes. You can use specific crystals. Again, I tend to use Gaius and Marina most of the time. You can connect with them and ask Archangel Michael, because it's all about asking. Ask Archangel Michael, Metatron, Melchizedek, all to come through in this moment. And when you call Metatron, Michael and Melchizedek, you can call them through the light language, through the Sanskrit light language, which is Elyon, El Shaddai, Adonai. Elyon, El Shaddai, Adonai. Elyon is Metatron, so you're calling Metatron. Elyon, El Shaddai is Melchizedek, Adonai is Michael. And when you call them in that way, Elyon, El Shaddai, Adonai, the energy just flows in that beautiful tetrahedron. And as that tetrahedron around you, that triangular shape, it is the 3 magnificent archangels who are there to protect you. And from that shape, all the other shapes arise, the circles, the squares. So I do hope that answered your question, MJ. And who do we have now? Ooh, vanget. Let's answer vanget. We've got another one from Tracy as well. Hello, Tracy Hensley. Hi. We're going to ask, we're going to find out now. Tell us a bit more about the Akashic records. That is vanget. So as we connect with the 3, Michael, Metatron and Melchizedek, these are the best angels to ask about the Akashic records. So first of all, what are they? The Akashic records are the information that has been stored through your past lives. So when you have had past lives, and most people have had past lives of reincarnation, because you can't destroy energy. Energy, once energy is created, the atom is produced, you can only split it. You can't destroy it. The atom, the cell can be reproduced and split many, many times, but it can't be destroyed. And so when you know this fact in quantum physics, that the energy is always there, then that energy, where does it go? When you are in a physical body and your energetic being, your spirit, your soul, when you pass, it goes back to what we call the Maya, goes back to the space of heaven, and within that space of heaven there are other stratas, and that's where the Akashic records are held, within those dimensions. And it's like a bubble. It's like a bubble of energy that is past energy. And so when you connect with the angels, you can read it, but you have to have the intention to be able to read it. Some people can read them better than others, and when you know about your Akashic record, you can look to the past lives, and you can look to the present life, because before you come incarnation into this life, my understanding is that your Akashic record, your plan, your blueprint, your intention is set, but it's not set in stone. It's set as a probable future, a probable outcome. So you can change and rewrite and create a much more different, exciting plan than you had originally set out. So if your life is not going the way you want it, it's going down this pathway, you can go to your Akashic records and have a good word with the angels and bring and recreate, reinvent yourself, rewrite your destiny, your Akashic records. And those who are looking to the future in the Akashic records, it's never there, because the Akashic record is in this moment. And so the past energy is there, but the future energy is a bit of it's there, because you have a future self that sort of goes about a month or 2 months in advance, but never more than 6 months to a year. And so that future self is the part of you that's always looking to what, you're creating your future by dreaming your future, but it's not real, it's not happened. You can always, which is why people say to me, oh, I didn't expect that. And it's like, well, that's because you were thinking this. If you had been absolutely thinking this, then that's what you create. But the minute you bring doubt in, the minute you veer off or you get distracted, then you become part of somebody else's destiny, someone else's way forward. So vanget, I hope that has helped and answered your question about what the Akashic records are and how you can work with them. It's a fascinating subject, But it's all about being in the moment. And that's what it's all about in everything. So we have, I hope you're enjoying this evening. We've had lots of very different questions. I think we've got time for 3 more. So if you've got any questions, then please send them in and Ria will bring them in and show me them. We've got one here from Tracy. Hello, Tracy Hensley. Woo! What are your favourite books about angels? Whoa! What are my favourite books about angels? I have read so many books about angels. When I was starting on my journey, I read every single one of Doreen Virtue's. I think there was 42 altogether, and they were like the only ones there. But now there are lots and lots. Angela McGear's really good. There was one recently that Jane Wallace, I think that was. Beautiful, beautiful book. There are just so many. Tracy, ask your heart. When you go into the bookstore or you're looking online, you can do this online as well if you're looking to look for books, and you just ask, is that the right book for me? And it will say yes or no. So, what is your favourite book about angels? I think one of the books that my favourite book that the angels helped to write was Drunvalo Melchizedek's book about the secret ancient flower of life, where the angels showed him. He went into the forest and he just wrote it. Just the angels just poured this information. There's volume 1 and volume 2, and it's how to create your Merkaba. It's all about the angels. It's all about your spiritual journey through the temples of Egypt. And so as my most favourite book, that's one that I go back to time and time again, because it's the angels brought the information through for us to remember how we got to where we are now. Drunvalo Melchizedek's The Ancient Flower, Mystery of the Flower of Life. And that's what I teach now. I teach the Daisy Matrix. It's the energy of the grids. It's the energy of the sacred geometry symbols, the Ankh, the the Vesica Pisces, the seed of life, all of those sacred geometry shapes, which are so important. They're building blocks that we use in absolutely everything. Every architect, every mathematician, every philosopher, everybody has always and will always use those building blocks. But we don't know about them. We don't know how powerful it is and how beautifully energetic it is to work with the flower of life and to work with the seed of life, and to know that unless it's equal, you have to have spirit and form in equal measure to be able to have the divine child, the Vesica Pisces. And that's the beginning of absolutely everything in creation. It's the first cell splitting, the first atom, the first energetic recreation and reconnection. So that's my favourite book, The Mystery of the Ancient Flower of Life. And there's another one. Must tell you about the other one, because this one is called Initiation by Elizabeth Hake. And this is about the initiations that you go through. She was a yoga teacher just after the Second World War in Holland, and she was also a past life regression therapist. And her experience was of remembering being the Pharaoh's daughter, and it's called Initiation, and it's so beautiful. It takes you through all of the energies and the feelings of being that priestess, being that Pharaoh's daughter, going through the temples at that time and what it means to you. So that's another really, really good book. I don't know if either of those are still in print, but they're the ones that have helped me on my journey very much so. So we're nearly coming to the end of our of our hour. So let's answer one from Alicia Noble. Tell us about astral travel. How do you remember what you've seen and learned? Well, Alicia, that's just taken us straight from the flower of life, from your Merkaba to astral travel, because when your Merkaba, your body of vehicle of light, your body of love is in place, then you can use that vehicle to travel anywhere, because your body knows how to do it. Your sacred geometry knows, your soul knows how to do it. And when you have aligned your Merkaba with your chakras, and you have opened more of your chakras than just the 7 that are in your physical body. You've opened 12, you've opened 17. I do a 21 chakra opening in my workshops, and that is phenomenal, because you just open your personal Merkaba and your cosmic Merkaba, and that's how you get to travel around the universe. And how do you remember what you've seen and learned? You get to remember by practicing, because it's a bit like playing the piano. You know, everyone can tinkle, ding, ding, ding. But if you really want to be good at it, then you have to practice. You have to do it every single day. And most of us do. How many times have you woken up with a cricked neck, or, oh, I've got a pain there? And actually what's happened is you've gone out, but you haven't come back in straight. And when I have clients who have really bad cricked necks, I just tell them to go to sleep. And we work, they completely relax, and we bring their whole part of their soul back in without there being a kink in it. It's a bit like, I think of it as a bit like a crash landing, when, you know, the ducks come in and they literally crash land on the pond, whereas the others glide in and there's no problem. So astral travelling is practice to remember and to know what you've learned on your journeys, because we have dreams, we have visions. It's absolutely fantastic. And so it's remembering those dreams and having a diary, have a dream diary beside your bed, because whether you wake up at 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock, just write down the first things that you remember, and this will also help you to remember what you have seen on your travels during the night. Another question that's just come to mind is, can you astral travel during the day? And of course you can, but it's more likely when you are in your deep state, your deep sleep, your delta sleep. So unless you have a very deep afternoon download, which can happen, and you can then astral travel, it's usually at bedtime, nighttime, your longest sleep. So one more question, I think, and it's going to come from Chrissie Whistler. Hello, Chrissie. Beautiful question. How do you introduce children to angels? Well, I think it's the other way around, isn't it? You have an 8-year-old daughter. How lovely is that? I love 8-year-olds. They're so cool. I've got 5 grandchildren, and my Juno is 6. But when Ronnie was 8, he was just delightful. He's 11 now. And Ella, she was 4 last week. So beautiful. And Amelie is just 2. And Frank's 1, and he's walking now. And it's fantastic. So how do you introduce angels to your children? Well, like I said, I think everyone just has to watch how our children interact with each other, because children up until the age of 7 still have that invisible umbilica. They still have that energy connected to their parents, but also to their soul. And so, which is why they see fairies, why they want wings, not just at Christmas time. Little girls want wands, little girls want sparkles, little girls know that unicorns are real. So how do we introduce something to children who are actually much more connected to the energies from the other realms than we are when we get older? You trust them, you show them. There's some amazing books, there's some lovely stories. We just bought Rapunzel dress for for Ella for her 4th birthday. And this is a fairy story, Tangled, the new film that's just come out. You know, and it's the story of good and evil, and you know, it's ancient, absolutely ancient, and the fairies, the divas, the nature spirits are all in these programs. It's just lovely. You know, it's little lights. That's how she knows who she is, because she sees the stars. How beautiful is that? So if you haven't got grandchildren, just go and have a look at Tangled. It's lovely. I had to watch Frozen on my own so I could converse with Juno. I didn't know what she was talking about until I watched it. It was absolutely lovely. So you don't have to introduce to children. You just have to acknowledge when children tell you that they are talking to their fairies, that they are connecting with their angels, that they want to wear their wings to school. Let them. Okay, get to the school gates and they can take them off. But it's that connection with their inner being that is so beautiful. And it's about playing. It's about knowing that that they are all around us, and that they are there to help us and to guide us. Because your children, they grow from 0 to 7 with that connection, and from 7 to 14 that you're guiding them, but they start now to, a bit like a tree, they've gone from the green to the more harder wood, and by the time they're 14 to 21 they're a proper sapling, a proper tree. And so that's how we know that the energy is continuing, and those 7-year cycles, they continue right through your life. So right up until the day that you pass, you know. So I have many 70-year-olds going, "Oh, I don't know what's going on." It's like, oh, you're in your next cycle of 7 years. What's it going to be like when you're 77? And they go, "Oh my God." So enjoy playing with your grandchildren, enjoy playing with your children, and listen to them, because they know all about the fairies, the angels, the divas, and the nature spirits. So I hope we've still got quite a few questions left, but we've got 2 more questions. Okay, right. So, okay, so. Do you need permission to work with Merlin? That's the last question. Okay, so do you need permission to work with Merlin? And if so, how do you connect with him? Merlin, again, for those who don't know who Merlin is, he is the avatar. He is the avatar of healing. He is the alchemist. He transforms from one state of being to another. He's magical. He has mystery. It's absolutely beautiful working with Merlin. And do you have to have permission? Well, who are you going to ask? Ghostbusters? I don't think so. You ask Merlin. "Hi, Merlin, can I talk with you?" And do you know what he does? He goes, "Ho, ho, ho." Ho, ho, ho. He has such an incredible sense of humour. It's beautiful. I've been working with Merlin now for a very, very long time. I started working with him when I was selling a pillow that had a picture of Merlin on the front, and I had no idea of my connection with him until after the first 7 years. And then I started to work with Vortex Healing. That's Merlin's healing art. And then I realised how deep a connection it was. And that deep connection comes from working with the energy of Merlin from the temples. Carmel, there's a school of alchemy at the time of the temples. There are so many tranches of this energy going around the world and being called lots and lots of different things. the Merlin energy is absolutely magical, and he's often seen in purple, which is the purple colour for transformation, with stars on his hats as he connects with the stars and the planets and the angelic spheres. And Merlin loves to work with the fairies, the divas, the nature spirits, because it's bringing that energy of the stars and the planets together. So your soul star, the energy of the great central sun, bringing it through the dimensions, bringing it through the levels, bringing it through all of the planes of existence, through to your divine lines, your vital web that are within your being, which bring your being to life, to that energy of love. And so Merlin, he brings and helps you through divine magic, through the mystery of the situation. So you trust that he is going to transform it and change it. And, you know, he does. He changes it so beautifully and so easily that it's, you know, it's a flash of an eyelash. It just literally transforms and transmutes any fear, any anxiety, anything, any ego, any awareness, any choice points, anything that is a block or is an entanglement. Then Merlin will help you to transform from that state, from one state to another. So I hope, and of course I love working with Merlin, and that's my healing art. That's what we do. And I can start work next week. How amazing is that? I will be going to London. I haven't stopped working online, and I'll continue to do that too. I'm going to London from Monday to Friday next week. Just a few appointments available, and otherwise I'll be back in Glastonbury again for a few appointments in person. So yes, we've got to follow all the guidelines, and it's the beginning of a new stage, a new era. We've had a reset, and that's where we are right now. I do hope you've enjoyed this evening. Really look forward to speaking to you again. We tried to do it weekly and it just didn't happen. So we're going to continue monthly. So we will let you know when the next Angels of Awakening Q&A. These angels have been with us all the time. We didn't name them tonight. They're the Angels of Awakening, the Angels of Ascension, the Angels of Avalon, the Angels of Atlantis, the Angels of Alchemy, the Angels of Awareness. All of these beautiful. And then there's the Angels of Anarchy. Those naughty angels that stir things up, and you know, you have to kick butt sometimes. So from me, from the heart of Avalon, a beautiful big angelic hug as we send the love from here to you. Bless you. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you for all your wonderful, wonderful questions. I do hope I answered them for you. Lots of love. Bye.